So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we are back with another LeBron era rebuild. However, this time we're not doing any specific team. We're going to be doing a fantasy draft. So I've been having a ton of fun doing rebuilds in the LeBron era. I kind of went over it in yesterday's video, but it's bringing me back to my childhood, and it seems like you guys are enjoying it as well. Obviously, today in a fantasy draft style, we're going to completely switch up what players are on what teams. We're going to randomly select which team we use, and hopefully the end result is a championship. So I do tons of different fantasy drafts. Obviously, this is kind of the first one in this scenario that is possible, and I'm really looking forward to it today. So we're going to go ahead in just a moment and randomly select a team, but I'm really excited for this one today. I think you guys are definitely going to enjoy. And of course, before we do get into this video, as always, if you guys have anything that's popping into your head right now, whether it is a rebuild challenge series, whatever it may be, make sure to let me know down below in the comment section. We're always open to new ideas. We typically do a lot of the same stuff. I'm looking to spice it up a little bit. Anything you guys got, let me know down below in the comment section. But yeah, man, this is definitely going to be a fun one. I am really looking forward to this today. Let's get into it. All right, so obviously in a fantasy draft, we have to go ahead and select a team and then do the actual fantasy draft. Now, I don't know how many picks I'm actually going to do myself. We'll decide that in just a moment. But what we are going to do first and foremost is we're going to randomly select a team. So we will stop here in 3, 2, and 1. We end up with the Sacramento Kings today. They are officially going to be our team. Now, let's see what pick we have. It does not appear to be very high. Just curious. So, LeBron James at 25 years old goes number 1. Derrick Rose, Kevin Durant. Really not a ton of surprises so far. Kobe, even though he's 32. Russell Westbrook. All these guys would have been super fun options to have on my team, but it does not appear we have a very high pick today. Actually, relatively high. What is that? It's number 12. So we have the 12th overall pick. Here's a look at kind of the full list of players that have gone so far. Obviously, pretty much any of these guys would have been an absolute pleasure to have here. But no, we have number 12, which is definitely not the worst pick in the world, and we will definitely have some options. So kind of going over some of these options that we do have right now. In a scenario like this, what I really value is young players and cheap kind of long-term contracts. A lot of that tends to be rookie deals. I don't know how many rookie deals we're going to have here, but there are definitely some options. So Stoudemire would be good. I think Tim Duncan, without a doubt, is the greatest power forward in NBA history, but he is 34 here. I think there's going to be some regression, as much as it maybe pains me to pass up on him, because out of this list of players I can see, he's clearly the best of all time. Al Horford, Paul Pierce, Pau Gasol, Joe Johnson, Rondo. Blake Griffin could be my guy. And I'm only saying that because this is technically his rookie season, I think, because he sat out his rookie season in real life. And there are definitely some really good options here, though. So I'm kind of leaning towards Blake Griffin. He's 21 years old. His overall is going to do nothing but go up. Rondo could be fun, but in terms of like a true number 1 on a potential championship team, I think Blake Griffin could be that. So Blake Griffin's going to be my guy. I love Paul Pierce, diehard Celtics fan. Would have been fun. He's just 33. So Blake Griffin is going to be my pick right there. I'm going to probably make one more pick that at least I'll show you guys, and then we'll sim through the rest of this. But we're going to have another pick here, obviously, as well. I'm thinking about going a little bit, maybe not that Blake Griffin's not young, but like definitely young this time, and just kind of seeing our options right there. I also low-key forgot that like Steph Curry was on the board, so probably could have taken him. He went number 22 to the Pacers. Maybe could have thought about that one a little bit more. Let's just see who's here. So like Derek Favors, probably not. No disrespect. Paul George is here. You got Drew Holiday here. Just looking like at some of the young guys right now that are definitely going to be good. So like Nicholas Batum, DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking just like a little bit better almost. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, okay, Jesus Christ. Ty Lawson, okay, that's not going to happen. And then how about like 23-year-olds? Just genuinely curious who's going to be the number 1 guy. Come on. It is Michael Beasley, Darren Collison, Chandler. All right, so you know what? It doesn't really look like there's anybody there that's going to be, too exciting anyways. So, I mean, in terms of what we could go here, Andre Iguodala wouldn't be a terrible option. You have Brandon Roy, obviously had his career kind of derailed by injuries, unfortunately. Kevin Martin is here, Gerald Wallace. So, I mean, there are definitely options. From what I'm seeing right now, I mean, it might even be smart to take DeMar DeRozan. He's going to end up progressing really well, hopefully anyways, and he's still on a rookie contract, so he might be my number 1 right now. Obviously, we had to have, at this point in time, our power forward option figured out. Monte Ellis could be another really good option. You know what? Monte might be my guy. I'm going to go Monte. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just sim through the rest of the draft, and I'll see you guys with the rest of this team. All right, so we just completed the draft. Let's go ahead and take a look at this team right now in all of its glory. So Blake Griffin, Monte Ellis, we obviously went ahead and drafted. CPU drafted me. JJ Barea. Gordon Hayward is here. Channing Frye, Omri Caspi, Eddie House, Big Z. So what I'm seeing right now from the CPU, which sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, is there's a lot of guys that are a little bit older who are likely going to be rotation pieces. So that is a little bit unfortunate, along with probably these 4 players right here, 5 players that don't really even appear to be real people. So that is a little bit... What is this contract? Okay, that's a little... Are you a real person? There's just no way. Are you seriously? Maybe you are real. I don't know, but there's no reason for this guy to be getting paid. What is that? $14.5 million? That's insane. That's what 2K fucks up with the auto-generated players. But I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the world. I don't think we'll be good here in year 1. We're definitely going to make some trades before year 1 does kick off. Also, I was able to remember to go ahead and turn off previously traded draft picks, so very happy I did that. But yeah, we're definitely going to have 1 or 2 trades. Let's get into some of those. So our first trade is going to come with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this is what it's going to look like. JJ Barea, Big Z, Zadrunas Ilgauskas, and Marquise Daniels heading to Cleveland for DeMar DeRozan and Damon Blount. So, or Blount, however you pronounce it. So, kind of bringing back another one of those maybe auto-generated players that's making way too much money. At least this one's only a 1-year deal. But DeMar DeRozan, obviously the reason we're doing this trade. He's 21 years old. We're hoping he can kind of be that Marquise piece for me at that shooting guard spot. So welcome to the team, DeMar DeRozan. We are very excited to have you here. So that kind of leaves a gaping hole at our point guard spot. No disrespect to Celtics legend Eddie House. I just don't think he's going to probably cut it for me in terms of a starting shooting guard. So I might even just play Monte Ellis at the 1. I think that might even be an option for me here. It might not be the best decision, but it might be what we kind of have to do. Overall really doesn't change, so it doesn't really appear like it's the end of the world. But for year 1 at least, as he is on a multi-year contract, it's probably what we're going to end up doing. So very excited to have DeMar DeRozan here. I have to figure out some backups because Brent Dunleavy and Damon Blount are not going to cut it. So I don't know. We'll figure out something there. And then I got to find somebody to back up Hayward. I do not know why there are so many just auto-generated like NPCs in 2K24. I get they sometimes can't fill out the roster with all the guys that were actually in the league at this time, but there has to be some better options what they're doing here. So, and then on top of that, Channing Frye is currently our starting center. So he'll probably be it for year 1. He's on a multi-year deal, and then we have to figure out something at the backup here as well. So a lot of backups. Also, just curious, like, what are the free agents looking like? Like, is there anybody here that's like decent? It looks like everybody here. I hate this G League bullshit. Just put real free agents. Now, it doesn't really appear like there are any, and these guys are all, okay. Yeah, we're going to have some work to do. Our next trade is a really good one, in my opinion. We're going to be making a trade here with the Philadelphia 76ers, sending them Brent Dunleavy and Damon Blount, along with a 2014 second-round pick. And we're going to be picking up Kirk Heinrich and James Posey. So Heinrich's just going to move to the backup shooting guard spot, and then Posey's going to come in and maybe even be my backup for year 1 behind Gordon Hayward. So that kind of clarifies that a little bit. In terms of like Eddie House and Kirk Heinrich, I don't know. It's doable, I'll say, for year 1. They're not elite options, but to be honest with you, I don't know if this is a championship team anyway. So we're going to have Ellis and House here, and then the shooting guard is going to be DeRozan and Kirk Heinrich. Hayward, I guess Posey, maybe. I don't know. It's probably as good as it's going to get. And then we still need to figure out a backup center, so let's go do that. And then our final trade here is going to come with the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's not anything groundbreaking or blockbuster, but it's going to hopefully give us somebody with a little size in Juwan Howard to be our new backup center. He's 37. He will be here for no longer than 1 season, but he is definitely better than the options we had. So Juwan Howard, welcome to the team. I'm going to move him to the backup center spot. Maybe not a natural fit at the center position, but quite honestly, it's all we have right now. So we're going to have to make it work. So yeah, I think that's probably about it for the first season in terms of trades. I mean, again, is this a championship team? I doubt it. I think we've definitely kind of gone youth movement here, which is something I was kind of looking to do. In terms of like some of these other contracts here, if there's players that are definitely not real, I don't know. Anybody want to give me a draft pick of any sort here? I highly doubt it, but I mean, I'll take a look. Yeah, I don't really want to give up James Posey though. But this is one I can do with the Orlando Magic. All right, cool. That's fine by me. Let's set the rotation. I have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting first season here in Sacramento. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that this is a bad team because that just wouldn't be true. But I think this team is in a very interesting position for the future. I think we've done really well in kind of setting ourselves up for success with a young core. It's whether or not it's just how it's going to work out here in year 1. So I have no idea. Honestly, the idea and the notion of Channing Frye as my starting center does not exactly get me excited, but we should have a little bit of cap space this offseason. We'll go from there. So, Monte Ellis, DeMar DeRozan, Gordon Hayward, Blake Griffin, and Channing Frye is going to be the starting 5. The bench unit, Omri Caspi, Kirk Heinrich, Eddie House, Juwan Howard, and James Posey. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, especially when it comes to the bench. It's something we're clearly going to have to work on at some point. But for year one, it's what we're going to have to deal with. So we also picked up an Orlando Magic first-round pick, as you just saw, which I think was a very nice move. So I'll see you guys at the end of year one here in Sacramento. Year one comes to an end. Kobe Bryant in Portland is your MVP. Man nearly averaged 40 a game. I cannot even begin to think of what the roster around him looks like. Holy shit. And he's what, 32, 33? Yeah, that's just insane. RIP GOAT. Yeah, I think we won 29 games. I wasn't necessarily expecting to be like a serious contender. One, with this bench, and two, kind of with the fact that the majority of our stars are a little bit younger, still need some development. It is what it is. You live and you learn. John Wall's your Rookie of the Year. He is in Milwaukee. Manu Ginobili, Sixth Man of the Year. Still Sixth Man, even though a fantasy draft. Dwight Howard is your DPOY. Jeff Teague, Most Improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year for the Portland Trailblazers. So, all right, let's just go ahead, kind of get into it. I think it's a safe bet that we're not going to be a playoff team. And, yeah, looks like that is the case here as we finish as the 13 seed here. Wow, Memphis, 18 games. Well, to be fair, that's kind of what they're on pace for this year in real life. I'm kidding. And here's a look at the Western Conference. So we're going to be around number 4 overall in terms of projections. So maybe that'll happen. I mean, it's the 2011 draft class. It's a pretty good class. So we'll see if that works out. And then in terms of the numbers, let's just see how everybody played on the season. So it was Monte Ellis. Looks like he was a good decision to draft. Blake Griffin, DeMar DeRozan, Channing Frye. Honestly, not too bad. I still want an upgrade, but I can live with that. Caspi, Gordon Hayward, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more. I mean, I know he's only 20, 21 years old. He probably should be scoring more than Caspi and Channing Frye. That's just my take on the situation, but it is what it is. Rebound number is going to be Blake Griffin, and assist was Monte Ellis. So let's just sim through this. Obviously, playoffs are not going to be us this year, and that's fine. That is definitely fine. It is going to be a Bulls and a Lakers final, and the wait, what? I think the Lakers won. Yep, they did. God, you just gotta love 2K. You're giving the Finals MVP to a player on the losing team. So the Lakers, Jameer Nelson, Corey Maggette, Josh Smith, Chris Humphrey. How the fuck did this team win? Okay. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, okay, that's the... Maybe LeBron did deserve the Finals MVP. Okay. All right, player retirements. We're seeing some guys here in terms of guys from the Kings that retired. I'm not seeing much so far. I'm surprised Juwan Howard didn't call it a career. I guess he just had a riveting time off the bench playing 12 minutes. Staff retirements, Hall of Fame inductees, jersey retirements, and yeah, historic changes right now. You see these every time I do a LeBron rebuild. It's just the same thing. All right, so draft lottery. This is a big moment for us. We're currently projected number 4 overall. We've about a 12% chance nearly at that number 1 overall pick, and let's see what ends up happening here. We end up with the 4th overall pick. So we stay. That's fine. I would way rather stay than, move down, obviously, but I'm fine with that. We're not going to move up. We're not going to move down. I can live with it. 4th overall pick is definitely going to give us some options, for some really good players. 2011 draft class. You got Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving. All these guys are here. So let's take a look at staff signing. Paul, oh my God. Okay, goodbye. Holy fuck, that was ugly. So Don Nelson is here. He is, but Stauffer's also here, and nothing against Don Nelson. I actually probably should make him an offer as well. I don't know. I just want to make sure I get somebody good, because I fucked this up in a rebuild the other day, that I didn't get an elite head coach, and Stauffer's going to take it. Stauffer's going to be my guy. I know some of you like to see me switch it up from time to time, but quite honestly, all 3 of the guys I just offered contracts to had borderline perfect ratings. It wouldn't have changed much. So let's head up to the draft. With this 4th overall pick, we obviously have some options. Whether we want to trade it, keep the pick, whatever it may be, I have not determined that yet. But there is a lot of talent in this draft class, and I would not mind taking somebody who could be really good. So I'm not going to take Kyrie. I got him in a video yesterday, and I've gotten him before in the LeBron era rebuild, so I'll pass on Kyrie. Kawhi could be good. I think that definitely could be a viable option for us. I just don't know if he would be there at number 4, so I'd have to move up, obviously. And then Klay Thompson could be another guy we want to go out and try to get. I'm up in the air on what I want to do. If there was like a true dominant center here, I'd probably take him. Nothing wrong with Nikola Vucevic or Tristan Thompson, but spending a 4th overall pick on either of those guys would just be mentally insane, I think, to say it nicely. So let's find some sort of trade. I've decided to say fuck it. I was going to make a trade and either move up or just trade away the pick in general, but I want to just stay at 4. I wasn't seeing anything on the trade finder that I really liked, and I wasn't going to force the issue with moving up, because I've done that a lot in these LeBron era rebuilds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see who goes number 1 and number 2. And then we're going to go from there. It's really dependent on that. So Klay Thompson goes 1st overall. I probably wasn't taking Klay anyways. Now, number 2 is going to tell me a lot. If it's Kyrie, I might move up. If it's Kawhi Leonard, I'll probably stay at 4. Who's it going to be? It's Kyrie. So I might now try to move up with Toronto because I think Kawhi could be super beneficial to this team. Let's see what possibly would be a trade. I know I just said I was staying at 4, but I didn't think Kawhi was going to fall. Let's see what could be an option for us in the Toronto Raptors. Like what would make this a deal? Holy shit. All right, well, that's not going to happen. I know Emeka Okafor has some value, but not that much. How about James Posey? Nope, it's the same offer. Okay, let's just take this back a step. I'll give you a first. It's going to be in 2015, though. Okay. Which means Kawhi Leonard is officially going to be a member of the Sacramento Kings, and I'm very excited to have him here. I think it's going to be a very big add to our team. There was nothing wrong with Gordon Hayward, and maybe he develops well and would have been a super beneficial member to this team, but when you look in career-wise, progression-wise, it's Kawhi Leonard 10 times out of 10. So, we're going to go ahead and bring back Blake Griffin, DeMar DeRozan, and Omri Caspi, and then I think what we're going to have to do is see what we got for spending money, because if we have some money, there are definitely some guys here in free agency I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on, whether it's Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Marcus Gasol. All of these could be viable options to be our new starting center. Nothing wrong with Channing Frye. He played well for the minutes he got and his ability, quite honestly. But I think any of these guys would be an upgrade. So let's just see. Al Horford was he in Atlanta? I have no idea. I'm going the wrong way. He was in Atlanta. So I would not mind trying to get Al Horford. We actually don't even really have the money right now. I still need to find an upgrade at the starting center spot. Channing Frye is just 1,000,000%, no matter which way you cut it, not going to be my starting center. I think $8 million for Kirk Heinrich is also a little pricey. So we're going to try to find somebody who's just maybe a little bit cheaper, because Dante Jones in a first actually isn't. What the hell's giving Rashard Lewis $22 million? Let's just see here. Also could just clear it out and go out and get some draft picks. That actually seems like a really good idea. This team stinks. These are going to be valuable. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and throw an offer maybe at Al Horford. I have no idea whatsoever if it's going to get matched. He is restricted. I'm assuming it probably will. I got Joakim Noah in yesterday's video, so I'm probably going to take a pass on getting him today. But I think maybe I try to get Carmelo today. He's probably going to go back to whatever team he was on, but if there's any reason he wants to accept our offer, I'm obviously going to find a spot for him. And then Marcus Gasol could be a really good option as well. I'm probably going to have to overpay a bit. That's fine. It is what it is. So let's see what happens. It's going to be Marcus Gasol. Is it going to get matched? No, it is not. So Marcus Gasol is going to be our new center moving forward. I'm very excited about that. Obviously, it would have been great to get Al Horford, Carmelo Anthony, but we needed a true center. We got a true center. So at this point in time, we have our entire front court figured out. It's going to be Leonard. Hayward's going to come off the bench. Whoever Al Weber and Randy Bailey is can take a fucking hike. I do not need you here. We do need to figure out some new backup guards. So we did just go ahead and trade away the ones we had. So let's just see. It's probably just going to be draft picks, which is honestly 100% fine with me. And I have no idea who sucks, because this is, well, I know LeBron's in Chicago, so that's not going to happen. Who's on the Clippers? Well, you'll probably be... Fuck, that's dumb. I can't tell the team without going ahead and trading them first, so I have to go ahead and do this like very, very closely and very carefully. Who's in San Antonio? Okay, that's probably as good as it's going to get. Okay, cool. So let's take a look here in free agency. Wow, we actually still have a little bit of money. That's actually a little bit surprising. Let's take a flyer on Rodney Stuckey. Definitely wouldn't mind maybe bringing him in. It's definitely some talent right there. And then in terms of the shooting guard, oh boy. This is where we're losing it a little bit. I'll throw an offer at Mario Chalmers, and then I got to figure something out. Just because in terms of talent, he's probably the best available there. What is it looking like here? 6'5" out of Rodney Stuckey, but a C-plus three-point shot versus 6'2". You know what? I don't care. For a year, it's fine. We can tough it out. Chalmers will just be the backup. I sign guys a lot and then just trade them immediately. I didn't want to do that today. So, I mean, also, to be fair, it's not like our starting shooting guard in DeMar DeRozan is some sniper from beyond the arc. It's very fair to say that he's not that. He's actually quite literally the opposite of that. So, that completes the team here for year 2. I'm very excited about it. I'll see you guys with the rotation. This team is actually coming together quite nicely. Something I'm noticing that's surprising me maybe a little bit is Rodney Stuckey's progressed all the way up to an 84 overall. The minutes might not say so, but if you auto-set this rotation, he actually starts over DeMar DeRozan. Now, to be fair, the game also would have started Gordon Hayward over Kawhi Leonard. So, yeah, we're not going to listen to the game. But this team is good. This team is talented. Let's go over it. It's going to be Monte Ellis at the point guard spot. You have DeMar DeRozan here at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Blake Griffin at the 4, Marcus Gasol at the 5. Dude, you put this team together in like 2014, 2015, whatever fucking year you want to. This is insane. I mean, this is just wild. Stuckey will be the 6th man off the bench. Following him is Gordon Hayward, Omri Caspi, Channing Frye, and Mario Chalmers. So, I don't know. I mean, is this a championship caliber team? I don't know if we're quite there yet, but we definitely should be in the playoffs, and we definitely could make a little bit of noise. So, I'm excited. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We did a complete 180. Season to season, I mean, just absolutely insane. I think we won 63 games this year. I didn't get an exact look at it, but I'm pretty sure 63 games, which is just crazy because I'm 95% positive we won 29 last year, 28, whatever. Yeah, I need to pay closer attention. Russell Westbrook is your MVP. He is a Charlotte Bobcat. He looks pretty clean in those threads. I can't even lie. Nikola Vucevic, well, you know what? Maybe he's sticking it to me a little bit. I did not draft Nikola Vucevic, and because I went ahead and said that neither him or Tristan Thompson was really changing the outcourse of a franchise, and yeah, good job. Steven Jackson, 6th Man of the Year. Dwight Howard is your Depoy. Goran Dragic, Most Improved. Nate McMillan, Coach of the Year. Holy shit, Portland is fucking insane. We are the 2 seed here. I thought we would have been the 1 seed. I'm not going to lie to you. 63 wins kind of felt like that. And yeah, I mean, it's Kobe and Paul George and Tyson Chandler. Who is Darren Harden? Yeah, Jeff Teague. Dude, if you don't, have you never seen the clips of Jeff Teague, like talking on, I don't know what podcast it is. It's fucking hilarious. Please take a chance and go look it up on Twitter or TikTok, whatever the hell you use. It's so funny. It really is. All right, let's take a look at the numbers on the year. This is a very fun team. Monte Ellis, Blake Griffin, Kawhi Leonard, DeRozan, Stuckey. So the scoring evened out a little bit, which is honestly fine. I mean, as long as we're winning. But we definitely are going to have a big challenge in the West Finals if us and Portland both get there. So here's a look at the Dallas Mavericks. Brandon Jennings, Eric Gordon, OJ May. Okay, no disrespect, but this should not be too hard. And that's a sweep. Okay, moving on to the Thunder here in round 2, who have DJ Augustine, Vince Carter, Iggy, Hakeem Warwick, Dwight Howard. So it's Dwight Howard and Iggy and kind of just, Vince Carter, who's, geriatric at this point. Let's just sim through this real quick and hope that it's not too hard of a series. I think we're better at every position, maybe besides the center spot. Okay, cool. And to nobody's surprise, it's us and the Portland Trailblazers here in the West Finals. So I do not want to know what Kobe's averaging right now. He's averaging 40 through the playoffs so far. He's shooting 57% from 3. What the fuck? Okay, well, let's go through and hopefully just sneak one by. I mean, I don't know if anybody's beaten Kobe Bryant at 40 points a game. He's playing like it's 2006 again. Oh, my God. We go down 3-2. We're forcing Game 7, and we get bounced. Fuck. I think... Oh, we could have beat this Bobcats team. Portland's going to win another one, aren't they? Yep. I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that, right? There's just not much. All right, cool. So we see Joe Smith retire from our team. We see Antonio. These guys weren't playing. All right, man. I don't know. I mean, it's just seeing that. Like, I don't know what we can do with Kobe, honestly. I don't. I mean, he's just too good. Historic changes. They're changing some things there. Draft lottery time. Did we trade for... Oh, I saw King's logo via Memphis. Was that protected at all? I don't know. I have no idea. No, it was not. So it's... Or maybe it was top 3, whatever. But we have the number 9 overall pick, which is definitely nice. And something we can work with. Stauffer obviously will stay. We'll head up to the draft and see what we want to do with the 9th overall pick. This is the 2012 draft class, so it's Anthony Davis. You got Damian Lillard, Bradley Beal, Drummond, Barnes. I mean, this wasn't an elite class by any means. We can go ahead and draft Tatum. Does anybody want to go get Tatum? Edgar Tatum? Kidding. All right, so we're probably not going to draft somebody at number 9. I mean, to be quite honest with you, the only guys that turned out to be like legit stars, like stars. Oh, Draymond's here as well. Are Dame and Anthony Davis, like true number 1s on a potential championship team, are AD and Dame. And honestly, even the rookie version of Anthony Davis would definitely help. I just don't think it'd be too much. So let's see what we can do. Hang with me. We're making a big deal here with the Atlanta Hawks. We're sending Channing Frye in the 9th overall pick to Atlanta. Andrew Bogut and number 13 as well are going to be coming back here to us in Sacramento. We really established a really solid option at that backup center position in Andrew Bogut. So, I mean, he's a starting caliber center right now. So he's going to come in. He's going to be my new backup center behind Marc Gasol. So that center spot is just beautiful right now. I do want to figure out an upgrade somewhere. Probably going to be the backup point guard spot. Now, I don't know what options I'm going to have there realistically. In terms of what I'm seeing right now, I'm not really seeing anything that I love. So what I'll probably do is just trade these picks away, as sad as it is. So I don't know. Just what are the options here? I'll just do this with the Bobcats. So that's fine. Maybe could have drafted somebody. Probably wouldn't have been anybody too great. This is one of the reasons why I go ahead and draft young guys in fantasy drafts, because they're cheap and they're on team options. You don't have to really stress out about anything. I knew this free agency class was going to be legit and very, very good. And I'm sure somebody here definitely could have helped out this team. But quite honestly, I like the course we've been going with so far. I think everybody's really good. And now all I really have to do is just find myself an upgrade at the backup point guard spot. So who are my options here for point guards? Yeah, I'm not really loving any of these options. I'm going to go ahead and sign Ronnie Brewer. You know, I haven't done it in today's video, and then I'm going to include him in a trade, and we're going to go ahead and trade for an upgrade at the backup point guard spot. You know, I want to win a championship with this team. I think it's very much possible. So let's see. He's making about $3.5 million. He's making about $5 million. So let's just look at point guards making like, I don't know, $8.5 million less, maybe $9 million or less. I mean, we have some draft picks that we can still trade, so I'm not going to say it's a tiny list. Yeah, let's go get this guy. Maybe he'll end up being pretty good. John Wall's not going to happen. Jennings probably done enough. Devin Harris is 30, but he definitely could be an option for him. About 14. Was that 9 as well? It could be an option. Jameer Nelson, also 30. Raymond Felton is here. Yeah, you know, I just don't know. Like, Kyle Lowry's probably a little too... well, maybe Kyle Lowry could happen. If I did Mario Chalmers and I throw in Ronnie Brewer as well... And then how about a first-round pick? I have about 8,000 of them, so you can just have whatever you want. All right, cool. Welcome to the team, Kyle Lowry. So we're gonna roll. We're gonna run it back. You know, I think this team's in a good spot. It's weird seeing Rodney Stuckey be a higher overall than DeMar because DeMar is obviously starting. I am maybe just a little bit worried about him starting moving forward. Oh my God. Yeah, it's. Now, how many did he shoot a game? Is it not going to tell me here? Yeah, I mean about 3 a game. It doesn't really tell me per game, but I mean, to be fair, I mean, in an 82-game season, that's less than 1 a game. Actually, less than like half. Actually, it's just over half a game. I mean, that's not terrible, honestly. I'm not expecting DeMar DeRozan to really, you know, shoot the 3, but I kind of need my shooting guard to be able to shoot the 3. Like, as weird as that sounds. So, what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to sim up to next year because these guys are still young, and then maybe look for a trade. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but we'll see. We are now here at the start of year 3, and I have decided that we are not going to be making any more trades. Now, I think it kind of goes without being said that that is definitely a risk. You know, we did go ahead and improve the bench, but honestly, with those moves, this team is so deep, I don't really know if anybody can beat us. So I'm a little nervous because we're not seeing a lot of progression out of guys like DeMar DeRozan. Monte Ellis's overall has actually gone down, which definitely gets me a little nervous, but I think the depth in this team is just too good. The game actually wants me to start Hayward and Stuckey over DeRozan and Leonard, which is just not going to happen. But I don't know, man. I think this team is really good. Monte Ellis, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, Blake Griffin, Marc Gasol. Bench unit's just fucking insane. I mean, there are 5 guys here that could probably start. Gordon Hayward, Rodney Stuckey, Andrew Bogut, Omri Caspi, and Kyle Lowry. It's weird. Like, these guys should be getting more minutes than they are, but honestly, everybody's good. So, like, that puts me in a weird spot, but I don't know. If it's not working by the trade deadline, I'll make a big move, but I just don't really think that's necessary, at least regular season-wise. So we'll see. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. We go 69-13 in our final regular season here in Sacramento. I think that's a really good record, but we also had a really good record last year, and it didn't mean anything. I'm nervous. LeBron James, MVP. Anthony Davis, Rookie of the Year. Derek Favors, 6th man. Dwight Howard. Jeremy Lin and Mike Stauffer does finally win a Coach of the Year. So it appears that we are the 1 seed here in the Western Conference. Portland with Kobe is number 4. I mean, this could be a pain in the ass in the second round, but okay. Well, they won 60 games just because divisions mattered at this point in time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics on the year in terms of points per game. It was Ellis, Griffin, Leonard, DeRozan. I mean, this team is just so deep. There's not a single player on this team that couldn't put up double-digit points. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen when you have 10 guys in the rotation. That would just be absolutely insane. But, you know, I think this team is good enough. I do. Even though the overalls might not show that. This is a pain in the ass. Devin Harris, Jalen Westbrook, Luol Deng, Tim Duncan, Samardo Samuels. Wow. All right, let's take on the Suns here in round 1. Definitely not my favorite team to face after looking at that starting 5, but okay, they win game 4, and that is a win in 5. We are moving on. Wow, the Portland Trailblazers are out. The Hornets beat them. They must be somewhat good. George Hill, Danny Green, Tyler Hansborough. What the hell? Kevin Love, Philip Gray. Okay. There's just no way that team should have beat Kobe, but okay. Us in the Minnesota Timberwolves here in the West Finals. Drew Holiday, Dwayne Wade, Bojan Bogdanovic, David West, Dwight Howard. Fuck. That is a scary-ass team to face here in the West Finals. I don't know, man. And we are up 3-1. We do win in 5. All right, NBA Finals time. The Kings and the Bobcats. Can you imagine the NBA Finals? This Bobcats team, I think, was there last year. They lost. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good team. I don't know if they're better than us. I mean, they might have the best player in the series. I think we're the better team. That should be pretty clear. We go up 3-0. I'd like to close out the Bobcats here on their home floor and just kind of get this one done. So hopefully we don't choke a lead. And it looks like we're not doing that yet. It's a relatively close game still. Definitely not over. And hopefully it's over now. See you guys in there. Time to close out a championship here. I'm feeling happy. I'm very excited that we didn't go ahead and trade away to anybody. That would have kind of sucked to kind of wrap up this video if we made a mistake, but clearly we did not, as we are going to be winning a championship. Blake Griffin, oh my God, that was just absolutely insane. Oh, Lob City Blake, man, I miss him. I wish Blake Griffin was still in the Celtics this year. He was just such a fun guy to have on the bench, and he hustled. He hustled in the limited minutes he got last year. He was such a fun player to have. Oh, man, I wish. All right, though, let's close this one out. You know, obviously, there's really not much to talk about. It wasn't like we actually rebuilt the Sacramento Kings right now as a fantasy draft, but I really enjoyed this. I thought this was fun. I think we put together like a really fun and a really deep team, honestly. So this was a blast. I hope you guys honestly enjoyed. Should I pull a 3 with DeRozan? No, let's just work Marc Gasol here against Yao Ming, which might not work in our favor. Gasol? Oh my God, that was clean, baby. I'll take it. I want to use Kawhi Leonard as well. DeMar DeRozan has 6 and 7 on the night, so maybe he hasn't quite broken out yet, but it's okay. It is what it is. This is Eric Maynor right here, who is on the verge of stepping out of bounds. Westbrook for 3. Misses it. Where's Kawhi? There he is. Kawhi Leonard wearing number 18. He has 10, 3, and 1 on the night. Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing about this team is just oh my God, everybody's so good that it really doesn't matter. Like, somebody's always going to come through, which is a really good thing to have. It can be bad, though. I don't think in this situation it was obviously bad, but could be. That's why it was a risk. Yao Ming is so fucking tall. It's just, you shouldn't be moving like that, big fella. I mean, that just shouldn't be happening. Let's close it out, though, and we'll do one more final offensive possession out of this one. Anthony Morrow, just shoot. Okay, cool. Congrats. All right, who do I want to use here? I kind of want to try to hit a 3 with DeRozan. I know it's not going to happen, but it would kind of be fun. Let's call a floppy. Let's just see who they run it to, and it is what it is after this. Let's call a floppy. I have no idea. Is it really going to come for DeMar? Nope, it's going to come from Marc Gasol. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is a clean sweep of the Bobcats, and we are officially NBA champions as Blake Griffin is your finals MVP. Holy hell. All right, I had a ton of fun with this time. I mean, this team is 10 guys deep that are all starter caliber. Like, that's just the simplest way to say it. Insane team. We had 10 83-plus overalls. What a way to end it. This was a blast. This was a super fun time. All right, man, so that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely had fun. And, yeah, I mean, if you guys are enjoying the LeBron era rebuilds, make sure to let me know because I'll keep them coming. I'm definitely having fun. That is it. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one.